Elites that are influential in the media and in politics sit on Twitter all freaking day, and that colors their coverage and direction. Twitter is just a cocktail party for rich journalists. Because those rich journalists have lots of influence, Twitter is inherently important. Both of these are, in their own way, true. But here's the thing. They're only true because we allow them to be true. Why do we react to every Twitter controversy? Why do we care? We wind up getting drawn into this world where our opponents set all of the rules. It's like one day the elites on Twitter say, we're having a chili cook-off. And we respond, oh yeah, well, we'll make better chili than you. And the next day, we're doing a handstand contest. And we say, oh yeah, we can do a handstand even longer than you. And on it goes. They set the rules and we engage with all of their nonsense. It's important to really understand how stupid it is to care about some of this stuff. We are always talking about what happened on Twitter and how to react to it. But who are the political influencers of Twitter? How many people are we actually talking about? We can understand this by looking at a report from Pew Research. We get this sense that the entire political conversation of our country is happening on Twitter, where everyone is obsessed with the back and forth of the political controversy of the day. But that isn't reality. Let's take the entire population and turn them into 100 blue dots. And give you a little conservatives, let's go with the Conservanerd's Guide to Who's on Twitter. Here's the whole population of the United States, 100 beautiful blue dots. But who are the people obsessed with politics that we're always talking about? First thing, of course, is you have to remove the kids under voting age. About 24% of the population is under 18. That leaves us with 76 blue dots remaining. Then we have to understand that a shocking fact to the politically obsessed. The overwhelming majority of U.S. adults never use Twitter. Never. Don't have an account. Don't sign on. Don't know that you retweeted that perfect slam on AOC or Bernie. The truth is, only about 22% of adults actually use Twitter. 22%. Think about that. Think of how much influence this website has on our culture, and less than a quarter of voting-aged Americans ever sign on to it. That takes us from 76 blue dots down to only 17. However, about 10% of those with Twitter accounts, only those 10% actually use Twitter frequently. The other 90% are only occasional tweeters. The imbalance is so crazy that the top 10% of Twitter users are responsible for 80% of all the tweets on the site, whereas at the bottom 90% of users are responsible for only 20% of the tweets. The median Twitter user only tweets twice a month. Twice a month. And even the heavy users are only averaging about 4 or 5 tweets a day. That's way less than your average Twitter-obsessed journalist. If you take out only the occasional Twitter users, we go from 17 blue dots all the way down to 1.7, only 1.7% of the population. But we're not done yet, because the majority of that 1.7% never talks about politics on Twitter. That's right, they're tweeting a lot, but they're tweeting about video games and grilled cheese sandwiches or their latest recipe for Tide Pods. I don't know. And of those who use Twitter frequently, only 42% have tweeted about politics at any time in the last month. That brings us from 1.7% down to 0.7%. 0.7% of the population completely running our political discourse for us. These are our political Twitter influencers, and they make up a grand total of a maximum of 0.7% of the population. What should we learn from this? We need to do a better job defining the rules of the game and the venue it is played, rather than letting the left and the media control every aspect of the sport and then being surprised when we can't win the championship.